So my name is Aubry Bracco. I'm 29 years old and I work in social media, and I grew up in New Hampshire, but I live in Cambridge now. So I got a 4.0 at Brown because I was strategic about pass failing classes, and instead of writing a 50-page paper for my thesis, I convinced my teacher to let me write a children's book about a manatee searching for his long-lost father in Brazil. I mean, I definitely think there are different ways to be smart. I think the problem with smart people is that very often they're way too rigid in their approach. It's very this, that, and the other thing. And it's very black or white. And what I try to do is try to assess the situation that I'm in and make the most of whatever situation I'm in. I don't need a structure. I make the structure based on what's around me. I don't think I'm the smartest person here on paper necessarily. I don't ever think you can be the smartest person. I think people are smart in different ways. There are people who are intellectually smart, there are people that are smart with money, and there are people who are smart flirting with people. The word smart, it's not just one thing. You can never just be smart. That's way too general. When people first see me, I went to a prep school and then I went to Brown. So people assume that I'm just going to be like a nerdy brainiac and that's all there is to me. But when they get to know me, they see that there's some quirk, and then there's something where they thought I was going to go right, but I go left, and there's a lot more to me in different layers. For me, the best discovery is talking one-on-one with someone and understanding what makes them tick, understanding what their fantasies of who they want to be and where their blind spots are and where their insecurities are. Like, I'm fascinated by the fact that people are this weird mixture of all different shades and variations that we can never really know. I don't think you ever truly know who somebody is completely. I really enjoy astrology because it's just another way of looking at people. It's just another lens through which you can see the world. So I used it for myself to understand, oh, here's this paradigm of what I am, and it just makes you a little more self-reflective. So a Gemini's traits are that they like to talk a lot, and they're the twins, so it can be one thing or the other depending on the day. And the interesting thing is I'm a Gemini rising, so that's what I show people when they first meet me. I talk a lot like this, so people don't know what to expect. But I'm a Scorpio as my sun sign, so I can be very intense at the same time. First I was a journalist, and then I was able to manage all different people in the physical community, and a social media community manager is basically managing a community of people online. So I'd say it's even harder in a way than a position in which you have to deal with people in the flesh. I have to deal with all different kinds of people on my social media page, and all their personalities without seeing their faces. So I have to understand the cues while being kind of blind to the physical cue part of it. I am an analytical person, but I think I can be analytical in different ways depending on the situation. Like, that's why I love having new experiences, because it forces you to look at something in a different way. And at this point, I feel like I have a toolbox of all these kind of different ways I can look at things, and I've gotten to the point where I feel like I know which kind of way to solve a problem I need at a certain point to get something done. I am nervous, of course, as anyone would be, to come out here, but I want to put the trust in my experiences that when it kind of comes down to crunch time, I'm gonna know what I need to do. So I feel like I can kind of be an amoeba and be a little bit diverse in how I handle situations and be flexible. I really want to play Survivor kind of from the outside in. I want to play man-to-man so I can get to know people individually, so that when they are in a group, I can kind of anticipate how that crazy mix of people is going to interact with each other. And I also think that will kind of give me the opportunity to see where I best fit in that particular situation, and whether it's a time to talk or a time to zip it. I pride myself on experiences, and for me, Survivor is something that is an amazing experience where you don't really know which part of yourself you're going to see on any given day. It's almost like I would equate it to probably walking into a house of mirrors, and I think you're not going to know which one you're going to see until you're in there. So for me, I really kind of just want the challenge to know that my diverse experiences could get me to the end. Like, I want to get to the end, but I want to know that it's because I was distinctly me and I could get there. There are definitely parts of the survival aspect that are daunting, but I'm not someone who's very prim and proper. I don't need a lot of things. I'm happy to get dirty. I love it. I spent a lot of time in the water growing up, so I'm comfortable with that. And I don't think this is going to be some 5-star resort. Like, I'm looking forward to getting dirty. I think I'm going to keep it unpredictable and exciting because I think people aren't going to know which one of me they're going to see on a given day.